Hello everyone, how are you? I hope you're all doing well. Today we are going to topic about the Kotlin language programming. Number one about the polymorphism and number two about the properties. Let's get started. You can see on this board about the polymorphism. You can see on this interfaces class name and class. Let's return to the polymorphism principle and implement a simple example in Kotlin. In this code, there are two domestic parts. There are two domestic pets, cat and dog. Cat and dog. And you can see this interface as a main class. And this name of main class is domestic animal. In our type hierarchy, each this dog and cat provides this method pet and pet. This is the method of this dog and cat. Pet parenthesis and this also same. But its implementation may be completely different. However, cat may appear and be used in the same way as dog. Cat may appear and be used in the same way as dog and vice versa. Okay. Dog and cat may be or near similar. We may add objects of both cat and dog types into the same collection and invoke pet parentheses for each. Pet parentheses. In this code, the properties is not declared by explicit. We can explain how this property can be added and its role on this programming. Okay, you can see on this board this explicit, it is not declared by explicit, but we can add this property and its role on this programming. Did you know about the properties? Properties is the attribute of character on class. Okay, and you can see on this the class any two, class dog and class cat. And you can also on this interface is domestic animal. You can see on this interface domestic animal. This is the interface that has one function abstract interface, and this just has one function abstract. And you can see this method is pet parenthesis, but it doesn't have properties. No properties. If you want to add these properties, you can add it if you want this. For example, you can write interface domestic animal and you can add file species string and fun pet parentheses. For example, if you want to add these properties into this interface, for example, you can add this file species colon string. This is just an example. With you add these properties species, every class who implement interface has have to calculate or have to define this value. Okay, next for the class dog and cat. Two of this class will implement domestic animal, but there is no additional property. But if you want to add property into this, it is very easy. For example, you can write file species string and extra, but for this example we don't give property inside. And then what the function of this main parenthesis and the home zoo. This is a collection. Home zoo as collection, and this type from domestic animal. They are not specific property which is declared in here, but every object on this collection has property that is defined by each class. And I will remind you about this property. Property is attribute has or attribute who saving data about object property. For example, if you have property and then you add into this, so the means of property is attribute that saving data about object, and this object is dog. In the original code, there are no property explicit, but property can be added to give the character specific on this object. For example, if you want to add this property, for example, species, and then it makes code more informative and useful. You can see on this board the example of properties. Properties can optionally here an initializer, getter, and setter. Initializer is it means of the first number. Getter it means you can get value from above or maybe from class, and setter or setting you can modify your number from one format to another format. Use the field keyword to access the value inside the getter and or setter. Field keyword you can see in this field keyword, and this get parentheses set value. You can getting number above, and set it means you can modify your value. Properties may have no picking field at all. You can see in this name class is positive attitude, name of class, and there are two properties attitude and hidden attitude. Okay, I will delete this. There are two property, attitude and hidden attitude, and each of these property has the special setting to or for getter and setter. Special setting, setter and getter. I will explain you for this attitude. And for the type of this property is var, mutable var for this property. Okay, it means each of value of this property can be changed after the object created. And you can see on this initializer value, initialize property attitude is the result of function this max starting attitude. This is the initializer value, max starting attitude, and it makes sure that this first value is not less than 0, starting 0, and it makes sure this value is not less than 0, or I can write more than 0. And you also see in here setter value, and you can see of this logic code, if the value more than 0, so this value will be saved in this field. Okay, I will repeat again. If this value more than 0, so this value will be saved into this property using field. But if this value, for example, less than or minus or negative, so you can see in this alert one positive attitude, and the value will or become 0, and the keyword field, this is the pointing to backing field to save value for property. And for this class hidden attitude, I think it near similar with this explanation. If you have any question about the polymorphism and properties of Kotlin programming language, you can comment on below this video. Thank you so much for your watching this video. Don't forget to subscribe, like, share this video in to your friends. See you next time and goodbye.